Welcome to Chem series. Today we are going to solve few problems from VSEPR theory. So before solving these problems, I recommend you to have a visit on my VSEPR lecture to get a clear idea for solving structures. The VSEPR lecture video link is available in the description, so if needed kindly have a look at it. If you have already watched, then it is well and good. I have taken 16 questions from many competitive exams, say CSIR, GATE, JAM, and I even referred few books for this. And if you've seen in my VSEPR lecture, I have given the detailed information about this table. I'll briefly tell you about this now. It contains hybridization, number of hybrid orbitals, shapes, and number of lone pairs, and structures with examples. So first, sp hybridization, it has two hybrid orbitals. So how hybrid orbitals are formed are being taught already. And coming to sp hybridization, the shape will be linear without any lone pair, for example CO2. The next it is sp2 hybridization, which has three hybrid orbitals and its shape is trigonal planar with zero lone pair, for example BF3. And if one atom is being replaced by a lone pair in the trigonal planar, then it would become as a bend shape. Fine. So coming to sp3 hybridization, it has four hybrid orbitals and the shapes will be tetrahedral for zero lone pair, and when atoms get replaced by lone pair in tetrahedral, then it leads to pyramidal and bend shapes. And similarly sp3d, sp3d2 hybridization will have 5 and 6 hybrid orbitals respectively, and the shapes will be gonna be trigonal bipyramidal, seesaw, T-shaped, octahedral, square pyramidal, and square planar will be the following shapes with respect to their number of lone pairs. And the examples for each structure is also being given. So you have to memorize this table in order to solve structures very easily. Now I hope you are ready for solve problems. The first problem is that which of the molecule is planar. So they have given four options. So in that any one of the molecule is planar. Planar molecule is nothing but it will be flat. So first we will take PCl3. Here phosphorus will be your central atom and its valence electron is 5. Okay, the 5 valence electron is being written in this manner. So there are 3 chlorine atoms. Each chlorine atom has 7 valence electron. It gives up its 1 valence electron for the bond formation with phosphorus atom. And phosphorus atom has 5 valence electron, right? So it gives up 3 valence electron for the bond formation with 3 chlorine atoms as a single bond, and 2 valence electron of phosphorus will be remaining as the non-bonded electrons, which is called as a lone pair. So there are totally 4 hybrid orbitals, that is sp3 hybridization. So the geometry will be tetrahedral, and in tetrahedral if one atom is being replaced by a lone pair, then it forms pyramidal shape. Whether pyramidal is planar? No. So let us see the second option, that is ClO4 minus. Chlorine valence electron is 7 because it will be your central atom, and we have a negative charge. That means chlorine atom has 1 excess electron. So there are 8 electrons is being written, and there are 4 oxygen atoms. That means oxygen atoms will form double bond, right? So oxygen atom have a 6 valence electron and it gives up 2 valence electron for the bond formation as a double bond, and chlorine has 8 valence electron because of the negative charge. So it gives up its all 8 valence electron for the bond formation with 4 oxygen atoms. Fine. So totally we have 4 hybrid orbitals. That is sp3 hybridization, and the shape and the geometry will be tetrahedral. Since there are no lone pairs, the shape will also be tetrahedral, and tetrahedral is not a planar molecule, it is not flat. So coming to the third option, that is CO3 2 minus. Here carbon will be your central atom and its valence electron is 4. So 2 minus is being present in the molecule, which means the carbon has 2 valence electron in excess. So there are totally 6 valence electrons. And there are 3 oxygen atoms. So carbon atom utilizes all the 6 valence electron to form bond with 3 oxygen atoms as a double bond. So totally there are 3 hybrid orbitals, that is sp2 hybridization, and you see the geometry is trigonal planar and there are no lone pairs, so the shape is also be trigonal planar. So the molecule CO3 2 minus is flat, it is trigonal planar. Fine, you can see the 3D view of this. So your right option will be CO3 2 minus. Coming to second question, the shape of TeCl4 is. So there are 4 options given, any one of the option is right. So let us check which option is right. Take TeCl4, tellurium valence electron is 6, it is the central atom, right? So 6 valence electron is being written in this way, and 4 of its valence electron is being utilized for the bond formation with 4 chlorine atoms as a single bond. So remaining 2 valence electron is being left out as a non-bonded electrons, that is 1 lone pair. So totally there are 5 hybrid orbitals, that is sp3d hybridization. The geometry will be trigonal planar. So in trigonal planar we have a lone pair, so that forms seesaw shape. Okay, so your option will be C. The shape of TeCl4 is seesaw. Which of the following statement is correct for XeO2F2? So it has square planar structure, it is isostructural with XeF4, it has tetrahedral structure. The fourth option is it has trigonal bipyramidal geometry. So first we will look into the structure of XeO2F2, then we will see which option opt for it. Okay. Xe will be your central atom and its valence electron is 8. The 8 valence electron is being written, and there are 2 fluorine atoms and 2 oxygen atoms. So 2 fluorine atoms will form a single bond, so it takes up 2 valence electron of Xe. Fine. And the 2 oxygen atom will takes up 4 valence electron of Xe to form a 2 double bonds. Fine. And remaining 2 valence electron in Xe is being left out as a lone pair, the non-bonded electrons. So totally there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 hybrid orbitals, that is sp3d hybridization. So the geometry will be trigonal bipyramidal, and in trigonal bipyramidal, see, we have a lone pair, one atom is being replaced by a lone pair, and that causes the molecule to be seesaw shape. Fine. So let us see the options. First, it has square planar geometry. No, the option is wrong because it has seesaw shape, right? So square planar, it is not correct. And it is isostructural with XeF4. If you go through the XeF4 structure, then it will be of square planar structure. So this option is also wrong. It has tetrahedral structure. No, the hybridization is sp3d hybridization. So it is not tetrahedral. So the fourth option should be right? It has trigonal bipyramidal geometry. Yes, correct. The geometry of XeO2F2 is trigonal bipyramidal. So your correct option is T. So coming to fourth question, the square pyramidal molecule shape is adopted by, so they have given 4 molecules, and we have to find out which molecule has square pyramidal shape. So first we will take SOF4. Here the central atom will be sulfur and its valence electron is 6. Fine. And there is one oxygen atom which takes up 2 valence electron of sulfur for the double bond, and 4 fluorine atoms will take 4 valence electron of sulfur to form a single bond. So totally there are 5 hybrid orbitals, that is sp3 dehybridization, and the geometry will be trigonal bipyramidal. Since there are no lone pairs, the shape will also be trigonal bipyramidal. Okay, so it is not the answer because we need square pyramidal. So let us see for PF5. Here phosphorus will be your central atom and its valence electron is 5, and there are 5 fluorine atoms, so it takes 5 valence electron of phosphorus to form a single bond. So there are totally 5 hybrid orbitals, and that is sp3 dehybridization, and the shape and geometry is again trigonal bipyramidal, it is not square pyramidal. So let us see for the third option. Fine. XeO-F4. The central atom is Xe and its valence electron is 8, and it has one oxygen, so it takes up 2 valence electron of Xe to form a double bond, and there are 4 fluorine atoms, so it takes up 4 valence electron of Xe to form a single bond, and there are one non-bonded electron pair. Okay, so there are 2 non-bonded electrons, that means it forms a one pair of lone pair. So there are 6 hybrid orbitals, there is sp3 dehybridization, and the geometry will be octahedral, and in octahedral if one position is being occupied by a lone pair, then it forms a square pyramidal. So your correct option is XeO4, which forms square pyramidal. Fine. So coming to fifth question, the number of non-bonded electron pairs in ClF3. Non-bonded electron pairs, what do they mean? They mean the valence electron. Okay, valence electrons are the non-bonded electron pairs. They do not involve in the bond formation. So here chlorine will be your central atom and its valence electron is 7. So it has 3 fluorine atoms. So it takes up 3 valence electron of chlorine to form a single bond with fluorine atoms. So there are two lone pairs. So totally there are 5 hybrid orbitals, that is sp3 dehybridization. The geometry is trigonal bipyramidal and the shape is T-shaped. So you see we have here 2 lone pairs, that means how many non-bonded electron pairs are there? 2. So the option will be 2. So the sixth problem is, which of the following will have the molecular shape of trigonal bipyramidal? So they have given 4 molecules, so we have to find out which molecule of the shape of trigonal bipyramidal. Not the geometry, they are asking for the shape. So first we will take the first option, that is PF3Cl2. Here phosphorus will be your central atom and its valence electron is 5. So it is being written in this way, and there are 3 fluorine atoms, so it takes up 3 valence electron of phosphorus to form a single bond, and 2 chlorine atoms will take 2 valence electron of phosphorus to form a single bond. So totally there are 5 hybrid orbitals, that is sp3 dehybridization. The geometry will be trigonal bipyramidal and the shape is also trigonal bipyramidal because there is no lone pair. And you see the first option itself forms the right answer. So if you need, you can also check it for B, C and D options. Fine. The hybrid orbitals, The hybrid orbitals used for bromine atom in BrF3 are sp2, sp3d, sp3d and sp3d3. So we have to find what are the hybrid orbitals that is being used by the bromine atom in BrF3. We take BrF3 and its bromine will be our central atom, and bromine has valence electron of 7. Okay, and we have 3 fluorine atoms which is being bonded with 3 valence electron of bromine, and remaining 4 non-bonded electrons will be there, which forms 2 lone pairs. So totally there will be 5 hybrid orbitals that forms sp3d hybridization. Fine. So the option will be C, sp3d hybridization. So the next question is, which of the following species has 2 non-bonded electron pairs on the central atom? The 2 non-bonded electron pairs means 2 lone pairs. Okay, that is, the lone pair do not involve in bond formation. So they are asking they are asking which molecule has 2 lone pairs. So first we will deal with ClF3. Chlorine will be your central atom and its valence electron is 7, and it has 3 fluorine atoms, so it takes up 3 valence electron of chlorine to form 3 single bonds. And you see there are 4 non-bonded electrons and they are asking non-bonded electron pairs. So how many pairs are there? 2 pairs. Fine. It has 5 hybrid orbitals, sp3 dehybridization, these and all we no need. We just need the answer is ClF3. Okay, it has 2 lone pairs. The structure of O3 and N3 minus are linear and bent respectively, bent and linear respectively, both are bent and both are linear. So first we will take O3. It has 3 oxygen atoms. One of the oxygen will be your central atom and its valence electron is 6. Okay. The remaining 2 oxygen atom will take up 4 valence electron of the central oxygen atom to form 2 double bonds. So remaining 2 non-bonded electrons will be there, which form a lone pair. So there will be totally 3 hybrid orbitals, that is sp2 hybridization, and its geometry is trigonal planar and the shape is bent. Okay, so O3 is bent. Now coming to N3 minus, one of the nitrogen will be your central atom and its valence electron is 5. N3 minus charge, right? So 1 excess electron is there, so totally 6 valence electron is there, and you see the remaining 2 nitrogen atom will takes up 6 all of the valence electron in the central atom to form 2 triple bond. Nitrogen usually forms triple bond, right? That's why it takes up all the valence electron of the central nitrogen atom and forms 2 triple bond. So totally there will be only 2 hybrid orbitals, that is sp hybridization. The geometry is linear and the shape is linear. Sorry, this is not the shape, the shape is linear. So what are the structures? O3 it is bent and N3 minus it is linear. Option B is correct. Coming to the 10th question, that is sp3d2 is hybridization is observed in which of the molecule? Okay, so they have given 4 molecules and any one of the molecule hybridization is sp3d2 and we have to find it out. First we will take BrF, bromine will be your central atom and its valence electron is 7. It has only 1 fluorine atom, so it takes only 1 valence electron for the bond formation, and remaining all the valence electron will be as non-bonded electron pairs. It forms non-bonded electron pairs as 3. Okay, 3 lone pairs are there. So totally there are 4 hybrid orbitals, that is sp3 hybridization, and we need sp3d2 hybridization, right? So BrF is not the answer. Next is BrCl3. Here bromine will be your central atom and its valence electron is 7, and there are 3 chlorine atoms. Okay, and it takes up 3 valence electron of bromine to form 3 single bonds. So remaining there will be 4 non-bonded electrons which forms 2 lone pair. So totally there are 5 hybrid orbitals, sp3 dehybridization. So this BrCl3 is also not the answer. We need sp3d to write. So ClF3 I have already worked out. So I am not doing this now, right now. For ICl5, iodine will be your central atom and the valence electron is 7. And we have 5 chlorine atoms, so it takes up 5 valence electron of iodine to form a single bond, 5 single bonds. So remaining 2 valence electron of iodine will be left as a non-bonded electrons, which is nothing but a 1 lone pair. So totally it has 6 hybrid orbitals, that is sp3d2 hybridization. Okay, see we have found which one has sp3d2 hybridization, that is ICl5. So your correct option will be D. The 11th question is, which of the following is non-linear according to VSEPR theory? CO2 we have already studied this in my VSEPR lecture theory, so you can go there and visit it, and it is already well known that CO2 is linear, so I am not doing this. We have to find which of the molecule is non-linear, and N3 minus also I have done before. I think it's 9th question, so you can go and verify it. And coming to I3 minus, iodine, one of the iodine will be your I3 minus, the central atom is iodine and its valence electron is 7. Okay, and we have one negative charge, that means one excess electron, so I have written 8 valence electron, and 2 valence electron is being used by the 2 iodine atom to form 2 single bonds. So there will be remaining 6 valence electron which are the non-bonded electrons, that is 3 lone pairs it has been formed. So totally there are 5 hybrid orbitals, that is sp3 dehybridization. So this is also not non-linear molecule. Okay, it is a linear molecule. So coming to ClF2 minus, chlorine will be your central atom and its valence electron is 7. Fine, and it has a positive charge, that means one electron is not there. Okay, one electron we have to minus it. So I have written only 6 valence electron and it has only 2 fluorine atoms. So it takes up 2 valence electron of chlorine to form bond with 2 fluorine atoms. So remaining there will be 4 non-bonded electrons that forms 2 lone pairs. So totally there are 4 hybrid orbitals, that is sp3 hybridization. So in a tetrahedral, if there are 2 lone pairs, then it forms a bend shape. Okay. So which is the non-linear molecule? ClF2 plus will be your non-linear molecule. Coming to 12th question, XCF3 plus belongs to which of the following A, X and EM nomenclature? So A will be your central atom and X will be the singly bonded atom and E will be the unshared electron pair. So they have given options and we have to fill the N and M. Okay. So we are taking XCF3 plus. The central atom is Xc and its valence electron is 8 and it is of positive charge, so 1 electron we are not including, so we are writing only 7 valence electron, and it has 3 fluorine atoms, so it takes up 3 valence electron of Xc for the bond formation, and there will be remaining 4 non-bonded electrons, that is 2 lone pairs. So totally there are 5 hybrid orbitals. Okay, that is sp3 dehybridization and the shape and geometry are this. So what they are asking is, we have to fill the N and M. N is equal to, how many N are there? that is X will be the singly bonded ligand. Singly bonded ligand is fluorine, right? It is singly bonded. How many are there? 3. So N is 3. And coming to E, that is an unshared electron pair, that is the lone pairs. How many unshared electron pair are there? 2. So your answer will be AX3E2. Fine. And it is of option C. The 14th question is BrO3 minus is isostructural with the noble gas species. Okay. So they have given the noble gas species, 4 noble gas species, and we have to find out which has isostructural of BrO3 minus. So we are taking BrO3 minus. The bromine will be your central atom and its valence electron is 7, and negative charge is there, so 1 electron in excess, so 8 electrons are being written, and 6 valence electron is being utilized by the 3 oxygen atoms to form 3 double bonds. So remaining 2 will be 1 lone pair. Fine. So there are 4 hybrid orbitals, that is it forms sp3 hybridization, and the shape will be pyramidal and the geometry will be tetrahedral. So we have to find out which noble gas species has pyramidal structure. Okay. So coming to XeO3, XeO3 also have, in XeO3, Xe will be your central atom and its valence electron is 8. Okay. So if you consider, you imagine this will be your valence electron of Xe. So there are 3 oxygen atoms. So 6 valence electron will be utilized for bond formation of 3 oxygen atom as 3 double bond, and remaining 2 will be as your lone pair. So your answer will be XeO3. We don't need to go for XeF3, XeF4 or XeO2 because bromine, it has been given that it is of negative charge, so it already comes to the Xe valence electron. Okay, and same atoms are also being present, O3, O3. So your answer will be XeO3. You can also do it for B, C and D and check out what are the structures for these options. Fine. So coming to 15th question, which of the following compounds has the electron pair geometry as trigonal bipyramid with 3 equatorial positions occupied by lone pairs of electrons? Okay. So we will take first aluminum chloride, that is AlCl3. Aluminum will be your central atom and its valence electron is 3. Okay. And it has 3 chlorine atoms, so it utilizes all the aluminum valence electron for the bond formation. So totally there will be 3 hybrid orbitals, that is sp2 hybridization, and the geometry and shape will be trigonal planar. Okay, we need trigonal bipyramid, so first option is neglected. Coming to xenon difluoride, that is XeF2, here Xe will be your central atom and its valence electron is 8. And it has 2 fluorine atoms which takes 2 valence electron of fluorine for the bond formation. So remaining 3 pairs will be your lone pair. Okay, so there will be 5 hybrid orbitals, that is sp3 dehybridization, which forms trigonal bipyramidal geometry. Okay, so we are taking xenon difluoride as our answer, and you see they have even added an extra thing with 3 equatorial positions occupied by lone pairs of electrons. You see, in xenon difluoride, the geometry is trigonal bipyramidal. Fine. And we have 3 lone pairs, that means all the 3 equatorial positions. This will be your axial position and these 3 will be your equatorial positions. So all the equatorial positions will be occupied by lone pairs of electrons. Okay. So it forms a linear shape. So your answer will be option B. So coming to the last question, according to VSEPR theory, the geometry around the central iodine in I3 minus and I3 plus ions respectively are. With lone pair they are asking. Fine. Option A will be tetrahedral and tetrahedral. Option B is trigonal bipyramidal and trigonal bipyramidal. Option C is tetrahedral and trigonal bipyramidal, and option D is tetrahedral and octahedral. So let us find out the geometry. Okay, they are asking for geometry of I3 minus and I3 plus. So first we will take I3 minus. Iodine, one of the iodine will be your central atom and its valence electron is 7. So it is of negative charge, so 1 electron in excess. So I have written 8 valence electron. In that 2 valence electron is being utilized by 2 iodine atoms for the bond formation. So there will be 6 non-bonded electrons that forms 3 lone pairs. So there are totally 5 hybrid orbitals, that is sp3d hybridization, and the geometry will be trigonal bipyramidal. Okay, so trigonal bipyramidal. So coming to I3 plus, one of the iodine will be your central atom and its valence electron is 7, and we have a positive charge, that means one of the 1 electron we should minus because of the positive charge. So there are only 6 valence electron I have written, and 2 iodine is being utilized for the bond formation, and remaining there are 4 non-bonded electrons which forms 2 lone pairs. So totally there are 4 hybrid orbitals that forms sp3 hybridization, and the geometry is tetrahedral. Fine. So I think the options are being not correct. First, for I3 minus we got trigonal bipyramidal, right? And for I3 plus we are getting tetrahedral. So I think option C is correct, and it should not be respectively. So your correct answer is tetrahedral and trigonal bipyramidal. Tetrahedral is for I3 plus and the trigonal bipyramidal is for I3 minus. Thank you for watching this video. If you have any doubts, kindly ask in the comment section.